Hello, and welcome to Ville News. I'm your host, Joseph Graff. Today, we'll be covering the AWS internet outage that affected Millersville campus last week, students day trading instead of traditional jobs, the effect of SOAR AI in college classrooms, and how Penn Manor High School is responding to budget cuts. Stay tuned because Ville News starts now. First, our first story, a drug bust in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. General Dave Sunday have been working to fight against drug distribution and addiction in PA. On October 28th, Sunday, a local enforcement announced the dismantlement of a drug ring based in Carbon County.
Earlier this month, I was in Northeast Pennsylvania highlighting the expansion of our Law Enforcement Treatment Initiative, or LETI. This initiative addresses the demand side of the addiction equation. Today's announcement showcases the aggressive efforts to fight the supply side, which continues with the removal of this drug trafficking organization.
Sunday announced 7 arrests, including the leader of the drug organization, Cruz June Rodriguez. Along with the arrest, law enforcement also confiscated several pounds of methamphetamine, fentanyl, and marijuana. Last week, Amazon Web Services experienced a nationwide outage that had significant effects on Millersville campus. Here's Brendan Kurtz with the latest.
At around 2:40 a.m. on October 22nd, Amazon Web Services suffered a significant outage, bringing down hundreds of sites and apps with it.
Amazon Web Services, also known as AWS, serves as the backbone for numerous online services. During its outage, numerous programs went down, including Reddit, Snapchat, Venmo, and more importantly to campus, D2L.
D2L serves as the primary curriculum management program used by Millersville courses. The site is used for all manner of class proceedings such as information, communication, grading, and assignment submissions. The outage made all of these features completely inaccessible to students and faculty alike. This outage also affected students outside of class, as most students rely on D2L to get crucial course information and even to submit assignments.
I actually had a midterm exam the next morning, and I wasn't able to access D2L for a good amount of the day or access any of the study material.
We also reached out to Mackenzie Gibbs, Executive Director of Technical Solutions, to gain insight into the broader effects of the outage.
So we noticed with the AWS outage, some of the integrations for D2L were intermittently inaccessible to faculty and students. Most individuals were still able to access D2L that day, but depending on what integrations their professors were using, some content was inaccessible during the AWS outage.
Despite the major disruption brought on by AWS going down, the incident was fortunately confined within the day. By 8:04 p.m., Millersville IT Services reported that D2L and most integrations had returned to normal operation. By 8:24 the following morning, they officially resolved the issue, with all AWS-related services being back online.
The outage has shown just how reliant we have become on internet services as an educational center, and it proves on how such a detrimental loss can be towards our instruction. But it also shows how resilient we are, and how we can come up with new solutions quickly to counteract this problem. From Ville News, I'm Brendan Kurtz.
Now that this issue is resolved, we hope that Millersville, along with other college campuses, can better prepare for similar situations in the future. Also on college campuses, day trading is on the rise. Instead of working traditional jobs, students are opting to find different ways to make money. From dorm rooms to digital trading floors, more young adults are diving into the fast-paced world of day trading. But is it a smart way to build wealth or just another risk trend sweeping college campuses? With social media full of stock tips and quick profit promises, day trading has caught the attention of a new generation. We explore why so many young adults are jumping in.
Day trading is simply like different stocks being like purchased daily.
It's some kind of sales market where you can tap in and look at the line going up and down.
I had the chance to sit down with day trader and current Millersville student Dre Grant to get a better understanding of what exactly day trading is and how he is taking advantage of this new area.
Day trading is basically you analyzing candlesticks and see how candlestick moves, whether it's moving up or moving down, just figure out to see if you would press buy or sell. It's totally different from investing into the stocks. I know a lot of people try to compare the two. Investing is basically when you put your money into a stock, and when basically say, for example, if the stock went down like 15%, us day traders, that doesn't affect us. We would capitalize off a move like that. So if the stock market is crashing, for day traders, we get excited for that.
I also had the chance to speak with Millersville alum Hersey Miller, who is also a day trader, and ask him how he thinks day trading can help the epidemic of college students graduating and dealing with not being able to get a job or having a job that does not pay enough for living expenses in today's economy. He said day trading has helped him a lot, especially because he has yet to get a job in his degree field, and that it has given him an outlet to the possibility of financial freedom while helping him learn more about financial literacy. This is Joseph Grab from Ville News, sending it back to you in the studio. At schools across the nation, artificial intelligence has been changing how we view classrooms. AI applications like Sora 2 have been making their way onto Millersville's campus and redefining how students learn. Emma Hazard has the story.
With the rapid growth of AI, college students have been relying on applications such as Grammarly, ChatGPT, and Sora to help them with projects, homework, and papers. On Millersville's campus, we've been observing how these applications have been changing our learning environments.
When I got a student paper, I had this rule where if I had to make 5 corrections on the first page, I stopped reading and I sent it back. Until the other day, I haven't done that in years. I haven't had to make that many corrections on a student paper, which in some ways is a relief. And again, I credit, Grammarly and other tools for that.
As the use of AI applications spreads, faculty on campus have not only been experiencing changes in their classrooms, but also in how students form relationships with AI use.
But I thought the students would be much more pro-AI. But somewhere about 4 weeks in, there was a kind of rebellion against taking AI quite so seriously. And a lot of students were saying, yes, they use it, mostly in moments of desperation or classes that are boring, but they prefer to actually use their own wits.
AI programs such as OpenAI's new text-to-video social media site, Sora, have been making their way around campus. Art student Sadie Gibney has been seeing its impact on Millersville's art department.
I've used it in some cases to Photoshop images in a way, you know what I mean? Like when you take an image away and say you want someone to hold something. I'm just making maybe a logo up and I want something in it. Sometimes I'll use AI for it, so yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it. Some art majors definitely feel like they can rely on AI, I feel like, towards their major. Oh, I have to do this. I'm gonna ask AI to make me something for an idea, but then they use it completely.
As students continue to use rapidly growing AI programs like Sora, Millersville faculty needs to prepare to get up to speed. Academic dishonesty and intellectual concerns are at the forefront of faculty's minds.
The way AI works, it's essentially a black box. We don't really know how it came to those conclusions or what it did to produce those results. So there's a limit to what it can do to help us learn.
With regulations being made in AI use across the nation, we can expect to be seeing changes made in Millersville's classrooms in the future. I'm Emma Hazard, back to you in the studio.
As AI makes changes in schools, state budgets have been changing as well. The Pennsylvania budget impasse is beginning to affect high schools all over Pennsylvania. Penn Manor School District is ready to take action. Let's hear from Savan Satan about the situation.
Earlier this month, students of McCaskey High School in Lancaster staged a walkout to protest the ongoing Pennsylvania budget impasse, which has held more than $5 billion in state accounts. Public schools across the state are finding new ways to navigate the impasse, such as Penn Manor High School in Millersville. Pennsylvania House and Senate lawmakers failed to reach a budget agreement by the fiscal year deadline of June 30th, entering a period known as a budget impasse until a budget is agreed upon. While the impasse is in place, Pennsylvania is restricted from funding multiple government-backed institutions such as public health, federal facilities, and public education. We spoke to Penn Manor Superintendent Dr. Phil Gale on how PA's budget impasse is affecting the district's finances.
So the impasse right now, the direct impact is that we are losing money that would be coming to us and allowing us to earn interest on some of the monies that we do receive until we would spend those. So currently at this point, we're losing about $40 of interest each day.
Penn Manor Chief Financial Officer Dan Forey explained the discrepancy in lawmakers setting the budget.
The Republicans have the majority in the Senate. The Democrats have a one-seat majority in the House. And then obviously the governor's a Democrat. And so between the governor and the Senate Republicans, there's a $4 to $5 billion difference.
Billion with a B.
With a B. With a B.
Wow.
Which feeds down into us about a $3 million difference.
We spoke to Penn Manor School Board President Dr. Joe Fullerton and asked if he felt parents and students should be concerned about the budget impasse.
No concerns, specific concerns, as long as we're able to provide the education that we are promising them on a day-to-day basis, and that hasn't happened yet.
Although uncertainty still surrounds the budget impasse, Penn Manor School District has remained dedicated to its local community and students. This is Savon Sinton reporting from Penn Manor High School with Ville News. Back to you in the studio.
Before we end our show for tonight, Ashton Lagos will be hosting an in-studio interview with Aaron Chun about his opinions on Millersville sports.
So I'll be talking about field sports with Aaron Chun. So the Millersville football team is 0-8 now. What do you think of our record this year?
Well, I mean, I think let's be blunt. It's not acceptable. And I know Millersville has never really been a football school, but when you look at their record, you know, there's two aspects of football, right? Football, or with offense and defense, excuse me. And those are both offense that Millersville is bottom 3 in. They've allowed the most points of any PSAC team at 353. They are one of only 2 teams to allow more than 300 points this year. The difference between them and Shepherd University in 3rd place is almost 100 points. And simply put, that's not going to win you football games. They have scored the 3rd fewest points out of all PSAC teams at 179. They are not the lowest. That honor goes to Shippensburg, if you will, at 110 points scored. And I think even to a testament of how their defense has struggled, Shippensburg has only scored 30 points this year in 1 game. That was against Millersville when they won 41-28. So it's been a real big struggle for Millersville, keeping points off the board and bringing points on the board for them as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that statement. But also, what do you think of our Millersville football team firing out how coach now?
Yeah, that's a good question. J.C. Morgan, yeah, he was fired after week 5. Again, I think it's just something that they had to do. Since they brought him in during the 2018 season, he's had a record of 15-56. 5 of those wins came during the 2022 season, which means in the other seasons that he has been coaching, he's put up just 10 wins in that whole time. Again, simply put, that's just not acceptable. Now, it's not just a J.C. Morgan issue. Again, Millersville football has not been a very big football school. They have not had a winning season since 2000. They have not been 500 since 2004. Their best records in that time have been 5-6 a couple of times. Again, this has not been a big football school. And I think whoever takes on the head coaching position long term, they're going to have a pretty big challenge on their hands. For some people, that's going to be very exciting. That's something they want to undertake. and for others, that's going to scare away them. So it's going to be interesting to see how the coaching search goes in the offseason.
I do agree with them doing that with the firing a coach and doing all that stuff. But what do you think of the fans here at Millersville? What's doing that on?
I think it's a testament to the community that we've managed to build here. Good teams, bad teams, struggling years, good years, they're always going to be there. And it's not just our current students right now. You have alumni who are still regularly going to the games, regularly checking on the games, whether online, through our newspaper. We had someone, an alumni of the school, 20 years. He went to our editor-in-chief, Emma Hazard, and he asked, why hasn't the Snapper been writing about Millersville sports recently? So they care. They definitely care about us. And I think when you go back to our football program as well, I think you're looking at, people want to change the narrative about Millersville football, considering that football is the big sport when it comes to colleges, right? That's all the games that people are going to. People want to change the narrative, not just the players and coaches, but also the community, the people who are going to the game. They really want to make sure that they're changing the narratives about football, making it something that people want to watch.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And now, back to you, Joe.
Ashton, for that great talk on Millersville sports. That's all the time we have for today. I'm Joseph Grab. Have a great night, Millersville.